What's up, my people? You're not tuned in to me TV. Now, we gonna bring you all the stories about the stories that we need to bring you stories about. You feel me? So that's what we gonna do. Some stories might be good, some stories might be tragic, but hey man, that's how these stories go. I don't make it up. Now we getting into it. You feel me? So before, look, man, bang the like button, bang that subscribe button. You see them on the screen. Yeah, them right there. Hit the like and subscribe, man. Hit that right there. Now we about to get started with our story.
Why? Why do people do what they do? Oh, please.
Yo, you already know I'm back with another one with me TV 1.0. If you new to the channel, hit that sub and show some love. If you've been with the channel, like and share if you care. You already know, man. And I like to appreciate and say thank you to everybody who subbed to the channel, everybody who hit that like button, everybody who dropped down in the comments for sure. You know it's all love. I appreciate it. We're going to keep going up. You hear me? But I'm dropping some merch within the next 2 weeks. Really, it's a clothing line. I've been had this clothing line. I'm gonna just link it to the YouTube and y'all check it out. Give me y'all feedback and y'all go cop something. You feel me? But I ain't gonna hold you no longer. You feel me? We going to the Bronx, New York. You feel me? And I would like to say rest in peace and condolences and much respect to the family of this young lady, Jonna James, 37-year-old mother of two, a mother of a 12-year-old boy, and if I'm not mistaken, an 8-year-old girl. These are the survivors of this young lady. And this is a tragic situation where a woman who was doing pretty good for herself, she was working part-time as a dealer, and she also went to business school, and she had her plans of opening up her own casino and traveling the world. So in this time where she met this guy, 35-year-old Nashawn Walsh. Nashawn Walsh, he was one of those guys who, decent looking individual, had potential, but he was just kind of like down on his luck. So being a loving person that she was and a loving person that everyone known her for Mrs. Jonna James decided to move Mr. Walsh inside of her home. And when she decided to do this, she realized later on that it was a real big mistake. So as the time progressed, Mr. Walsh had become increasingly controlling and aggressive, and how could I say, he had a volatile temperament. And it wasn't the volatile temperament just in itself. It was the fact that you had it towards your woman, who's Mrs. Jonna James, and her kids. You also had this mean spirit towards her kids. And the kids had warned her that they did not like Mr. Walsh. Warned her repeatedly. They did not like him. And I know a lot of individuals have been in a situation where the kids don't like the adult, And sometimes children are just selfish, and sometimes they're running off of just pureness, you know what I'm saying, to where they could pick up the vibes and what's ever going on with that person without actually knowing, you know. So she kind of ignored the warnings, but she used to text her friends as well as her mother about the things that was going on. So this particular day, she texted her friend saying, I'm just paraphrasing what she's saying now, that I don't feel safe. I think he's gonna try to kill me. This is what one of the text messages said, paraphrasing what it said, but she was like, he was acting weird the whole day, and he had left the house, and when he left the house, she didn't leave. Of course, you know, she's a single mother. She really don't have probably nowhere else to go. But once you've seen this type of aggression towards your kids as well as yourself, and not to mention this guy actually got physically violent with her more than a few times. So ladies, when a man has showed you this side and makes you scared, just get away from him. Get away from him the best you can. But another thing is, stop housing these guys before you know exactly who they is. This guy, Mr. Nashawn Walsh, he was on drugs and he was drinking. So we don't know exactly what type of drugs, but these are the things that made him be more of the aggressive person or the more of the angry person that he already was. See, drinking and doing drugs, it don't make new problems. It's just magnified all of the old problems. The only new problem you will have is the fact that you're on a different substance. You feel me? But this is a tragic case. Tragic case. So, to give y'all the last part of the story, because I got kind of off track. One day, or should I say, the same day that she made this call or made this text message to her friend, the friend tried to call her back multiple times, and then a friend called the mother. The mother went to the house for a wellness check herself, and she found her daughter throat slashed, and she was pretty much gone. She was DOA. And this is a sad story. I'm starting to see this way too much. Either the boyfriend or the husband or some male person who's in a relationship is taking the lives of these women. Every woman ain't wrong for what they do. In a lot of these situations, the woman definitely was innocent. So y'all just be aware, carry y'all protection. Stop running around here with some sort of protection. If she had pepper spray, like I said in my last video, or taser, anything, she could have warded off this attack, but she didn't. And y'all need to understand how important it is to have y'all some self-protection. But I ain't gonna hold y'all no longer. I'm gonna leave y'all with a couple clips, you feel me? I appreciate y'all tuning in. Drop down in the comments, hit that like, hit the notification bell so you can get every time I drop, you hear me? And I appreciate it. I'm bringing that merch to y'all in a few weeks, you hear me? But yeah, Me TV 1.0, you already know. I'll be back with another one, you heard?
Developing tonight, an intense manhunt is happening for the person who slashed and killed a woman inside of her home. Her family, of course, shaken by her murder. Her mother says she just spoke to her daughter hours before her death in the Bronx. News 4's Anjali Hemphill is live in Mott Haven. And Anjali, you heard from her mother. What do they believe led to this death?
Well, Rana, police have identified the woman who was killed as 37-year-old Jonna James. Her family believes she was the victim of domestic violence.
I'm just so overwhelmed by this. I'm just going to really miss her. That's my child.
Stacey James still in shock to learn her daughter was killed just a few hours after she last saw her Friday night. Jonna James later found dead inside her apartment, slashed across her throat.
She was a great person. Jonna had a big heart. She loved everybody, and you felt it in her presence.
Loved ones of the 37-year-old left candles outside her building along East 147th Street in the Bronx, where police were called around 2:30 Saturday morning for an assault. They say they discovered James unresponsive inside her apartment with a slash wound to her neck. She was pronounced dead on the scene.
She's a wonderful person, very gifted. Many people loved her, but her power was taken by a monster.
Police have not released any information about a possible suspect, but Stacey believes her daughter was the victim of domestic violence.
And I feel that if anyone knows about anything about anybody that's having a violence problem, don't hide from it. Spread it out. Let someone know. Because all of this, could have been avoided. But I guess it was just too late.
And Rana, tonight no one has been charged in Jonna's murder. We are live in the Mott Haven section of the Bronx.
Mother of two found dead in the Bronx. Police have arrested her boyfriend and charged him with murder. 37-year-old Jonna James was found dead early Saturday morning by one of her siblings inside an apartment on East 147th Street in Mott Haven. Police say her throat had been slashed and she had been stabbed in the chest. Now, 35-year-old Nishan Walsh, who lived in the apartment with James, is under arrest. James is survived by an 8-year-old daughter and 12-year-old son.